Hello, everyone. This is Zen Lee, going to go over UFC Fantasy picks and teach you how to use UFC Fantasy. This is actually my first time using it. I actually use it all the time. I look at it all the time. I really just don't make any picks. I kind of look to see what everybody's thinking. But to sign up, you would just go to UFC.com and sign up. Very easy to sign up. Then you'd go to Fantasy, UFC Pick'em, which is just going to bring up this page right here. And it's going to show the next fight, which is tomorrow. And you basically have to make your picks. All right. So I'm signed in as myself as Lee. And I think that Alex, the underdog, is going to win by decision. So that negates the rounds. So you don't have to worry about picking the round because I'm saying it's going to go to a decision. That means the referees, the judges will determine who wins the fight. There's 3 judges, and submission is choking him out or getting the tap out. KO is knocking him out or getting a referee stoppage. So you can also go down to here, record. You can see that Rodriguez has a 37.5 KO rate, 12.5% submission rate, and 50% decision rate. So mostly he goes to decision. Now that's useful information, okay? And then you look over here at Alex, not a very high KO-TKO ratio at 15.4%. His submission rate is higher than Rodriguez's KO rate, 38.5%. So there is a chance that he submits Rodriguez. It would probably be in the later rounds, like round 4 and 5. And wow, this is a long fight. Yeah, I think it's definitely gonna go to the submission, and I'm going with Alex, even though he's the underdog, because you get this bonus plus 7 points, and I think that's enough to warrant getting all these extra bonus points. Will move me up in the UFC charts. So you want to be at the top of the charts. A friend of mine on here, he is number 15, and I watch his videos all the time. He has a lot of good picks, and yeah, so I'll put his link down below in the description. Now, the next phase of this, you practice on UFC Fantasy until you get good at predicting, until you move high up the ranks and learn more about the fight game. Then you move to the grown-up version of it, the adult version of it, which is Nitrogen Sports. And Nitrogen Sports is the future of sports betting, right? So here up in the top right is my Bitcoin. I have 0.32 Bitcoin in my wallet on Nitrogen, and I have 0.30 Bitcoin in play. Here at Nitrogen Sports, you have a sports book, you have poker, and you have a casino. I would personally, unless you're feeling really lucky, stay away from the poker and the casino, unless you're really good at poker or whatnot. The casino, I've lost like 3 Bitcoins, maybe more, playing blackjack. So those were painful moments, and I could have just not done it. But I do like the sports book, all right? And the sports book, you have starting soon, live events, baseball, soccer, basketball, Olympics, esports, tennis, cricket, football, specials, golf, hockey, lottery eyes, and we'll stop here, even though there's more, mixed martial arts. We're going to go ahead and go into UFC. So if you remember right, they even actually kind of line this up for you. We know that these guys both have over a 45% chance of it going to a decision, right? So there is a high likelihood of this fight going over 2.5 rounds, right? It's a 5-round fight, and so if it even makes it halfway, then you win this bet. All right, you would win this prediction. Let's not call it a bet. Let's call it a prediction based off analysis of statistics, right? We're just doing some statistical analysis here, and the more of a record they have, the better these percentages will be. Yar is still a bit of a journeyman. He's working his way up. He doesn't have the experience that Alex does. So that also play a factor. And then you have the tell of the tape. Wow, Alex is 5 years older. He's 1 inch smaller. He's got a 2-inch reach advantage, which probably won't matter too much. And he's a southpaw. So that's a factor that I don't know if Rodriguez has ever fought in a southpaw before. It may give him. I'm sure he's training to fight a southpaw. But I'll change when you get there. So let's move on to the next one. Dennis Bermudez and Ronnie Jason. Okay. Everybody has Bermudez. 88% have picked Bermudez to win by decision, and 12% have picked Jason to win by 12% of people think that he'll win. I've watched some fights of these guys. I was studying their tapes and really don't think there's much of a chance of Jason winning either. I definitely agree with everybody. So you look here. Let's type in Dennis's name. Dennis Bermudez, okay. So he's at minus 242. And Jason's at plus 2. So I would not take this. And then it's a 3-round fight. And you can either pick that it goes over 1.5 rounds, which it's probably going to go over 1.5 rounds. Jason, although I don't think he can win the fight, I think he'll definitely survive the fight. So this is probably the safest one here. And the best value. See, now we have a 2-game parlay. We're at plus 198. So if we were to wager 1 Bitcoin, we'd win. We'd get our risk back. We'd get our 1 Bitcoin back. Plus, we'd also get another 1.875 Bitcoins. So that's really a nice turnaround. And we're going to put 0.1 Bitcoin on that. So if I win, I'll get back my 0.1 that I'm risking. And then I'll win 0.18 in addition. Then I put place wager. Boom, confirm my wager. Okay, bet slip put in carefully. You can see it took from my wallet up in the top right. If I zoomed in a bit more, it'd be more helpful. And then I could check that by going to my wagers. And there it is, boom. All locked in. So all I have to do is wait until tomorrow. What I'm actually going to do today is I'm going to study the weigh-ins. I'm going to go to UFC, schedule, fight card. I'll go somewhere there. I'll find it. But I'll watch the weigh-ins and then use that to make some more decisions, some last-minute decisions. Usually on my last-minute decisions, I do quite well. So that's UFC Fantasy and Nitrogen Sports. If you're interested in either of these, I will put the links in the description. Zenly out.